like once I start touching him up, he's gonna have to. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm ready wherever it goes, and that's the thing about Nostos is people can't really hang with us on the feet, but
Hmm.
then on the ground too, there's killers in the room. So it's like
Hmm.
I'm
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm Giuliano, and I'm joined today with David Burke. David Burke, a professional fighter here in New England. He just has he got a upcoming fight announced for NEF November 8th against Logan Bond. David, how are you?
good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long time since we've seen you back in the NEF cage. Your last professional fight was in the beginning of February of 2024, and we're nearing the end of 2025. So, what's been going on with the long layoff here?
Uh, just life things. Like I had a baby. Yeah, I have a 6-month-old kid now,
Mm-hmm.
or almost 7-month-old. So that was big. So like ahead of before he was born, I had to take time and help. Just take care of everything that needs to be taken care of as far as that goes. And it took some time to get back into the swing of things, work
Mm-hmm.
schedule wise, and just being healthy in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot in a short amount of time. Had some good wins, some bad losses. So
Yep.
it all takes a toll. So I think it was a good break, but the whole break period, I've been wanting to get back in there. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a little bit of it too, just it's not easy finding matchups for these upper weights.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this match technically is at, a weight up from where I'm typically at 185. So I'm fighting at 205 on November 8th. So that'll be new. But yeah, so I think just a combination of everything, really, to
Yep.
sum it up.
Yep. And how is training? I'm assuming you've still been training all this time off outside of the cage.
Yeah, I've had a couple injuries before my kid was born.
Mm-hmm.
I had some injuries that forced me to sit for a while, but you know, recently I've been training more, and just especially since this camp started, we're back at it. So
Mm-hmm.
I plan on getting, I have a few things that I'm eyeing for the future as well. So it's like I really want to be more active in the
Mm-hmm.
next couple years, because I'm 30 next month, so I'll be
Mm-hmm.
30 by the time this fight comes around on in November.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I see it is, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
that I just want to fight it out.
Yeah. How many more are you gonna try and fight again before the end of the year, or are you looking to take this fight and then start to kind of fight early next year?
Yeah, so without saying too much, like we have me and an opponent for a fight in December.
Mm-hmm.
Have verbally agreed to that as well. That would be about you know a little less than 2 months after this fight that I'm preparing for now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking past this fight at all. But if I get through this fight without a broken face, a broken
Mm-hmm.
hand, whatever the case,
Mm-hmm.
any serious injury, then I will most likely be fighting again before the end of the year.
Nice, nice. That's
Yeah,
good to hear.
yeah.
Um, so in your amateur career, you started off really hot. With 3 wins, you took the Cage Titans amateur title,
Mhm.
and so how was all that amateur experience for you, and what made you want to go pro?
Man, this is a tough one because I've gone back and forth with how I feel about how I handled my amateur career. I think I could have stayed there longer as an amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I went pro after 2 amateur losses, but I was messing around with the idea of going down to 170, which was crazy. And yeah, I think just with with the type of damage that I tend to take when I fight, whether I win or lose,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just, you know, the right choice to go pro because it's like I was still getting hurt as an
Mm-hmm.
amateur, really. So it's just like I'm going to try to get paid, at least make it worth it, or just and I was at a point too where I took a big loss and I wasn't sure how many more fights I'd even want to be a part of at one point. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the pro thing was like I just wanted to be able to, accomplish that. So I just
Mm-hmm.
went for it.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it at all, honestly. I love the pro rule set. I love being able to elbow.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working a lot on just getting used to that pro rule set,
Yeah.
so it's, yeah, I've had a lot of time to get ready. Um, and I think, part of the reason to go pro when I did was also the same thing with finding fights was still
Mm-hmm.
difficult as an amateur, to some extent,
Yeah.
fights that make sense, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah. So the definitely going pro is always a good option, and there's a lot of pros at Nostos too. So how is it working with all the other pros at Nostos? You guys have quite the team. You Devin's been building up over there.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's sometimes when I first started fighting, there was a lot of times we were all on the same card, but everyone's kind of at different points in their career now, so it's and then with injuries, with
Mm-hmm.
whatever else is going on, it's harder to get everyone in the room at one time. But
Mm-hmm.
when I do work with Ozzy, Kyle Bufal, Kyle Hill, as much as I can, those guys are key. Brody,
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of in that in between point right now too, so he's not in as much. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these, there's a lot of new faces too. Every time I'm in there, it's like there's new people in there. It seems so.
Mm-hmm.
There's always bodies to work with, and we got the Titan guys that come down and work out with me a bit. And then we have Brett Martin as well. He comes
Mm-hmm.
down. So getting some of those bigger bodies over is like, I love it.
Yeah.
Ozzy's older brother, Diego, I got some work in with him recently. He's going to come by more. So there is a
Yeah.
good group of people, and it's kind of just on everyone's just, it's whenever someone's in there, it's, I'm working with the bigger bodies if possible. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
So what do you think of your opponent Logan Bond in this upcoming matchup? He's 4-3 as an amateur, so he's turning pro. Have you seen any of his past fights? Do you ever look at your opponent before you fight?
yeah, I've seen him, I saw his fight. I was at Cage Titans when he fought for the Emmy title there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I've watched his footage. I've seen him fight for NEF up once or twice before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I think he's definitely a game opponent. And going up a weight class, it's another element to this where it's I'd say not that I'm an underdog in this scenario, but it's just another thing kind of against me in a sense. But I like it. I feel great,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to be cutting that much weight to make 205. A little bit if I
Mm-hmm.
stay under control. So it's I'm excited to get in there and not be completely depleted because
Yeah.
even I have a big frame, so even at 85, I'm still cutting like 25 pounds or more.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like,
You look like a pretty big dude every time you stepped in there.
yeah, dude, it just like almost to the point where like if I cut a lot of weight like that, I almost rehydrate too much and then I feel like slower.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm looking forward to just eating steak, eggs, drinking milk. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
feeling good. And
Yeah.
I don't really know much about this dude, honestly. Like I don't know what belt he is in jiu-jitsu. I
Mm,
know he's gonna try to take me down
mm,
even if that's not his plan, like once I start touching him up, he's gonna have to. So
yeah.
it is what it is. I'm ready wherever it goes, and that's the thing about Nostos is people can't really hang with us on the feet, but
Mm-hmm.
then on the ground too, there's killers in the room. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly getting submitted, and working with upper belts that are just much better at jujitsu than I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm more. I don't really claim to be a jujitsu too big into jujitsu. Like I practice enough
Mm-hmm.
for I do what I have to do, but I'm definitely more of a wrestler. I wrestled for many years, and that's more my base. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
as far as him too. Like I think he's Like he can hurt you because he's a big guy, but he doesn't really. I don't know like what he has that is going to be too much of a problem for me to deal with.
Hmm.
Jeff, my last fight, Jeff was a little bit older. Um, he'd been taking some bad losses, had
Hmm.
some wins. He wrestled in college. Like that's a tough guy. I think he knew what he was signing up for as well. And
Yeah.
I wonder, I'm sure Logan's a tough guy, but I wonder if he's prepared to like go through what you have to go through to beat me. And
Yeah.
that's what we're going to find out, So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
look forward to it. In all
Yeah.
respect to him, though, at the end of the day, like, I've said yes to a lot of people, like, many times in the past, year and a half or so. Had a name thrown at me. I'm saying yes instantly, and then, I don't hear back for whatever reason or whatever the case. So, it's definitely good to have someone who's game to do this. So
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
forward to it.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah,
So what do you been doing like day to day when you're not training? Looks like you're kind of outside on maybe a construction site or something.
yeah. I'm on a tractor right now, but yeah, I started working for myself recently. Um, I just I think I'm kind of stubborn at times or hard headed. Like I think I just work best on my own.
Hmm.
And I have a couple people who work with me here and there, but just trying to do like, home improvement stuff and out, hardscape stonework. And I'm kind of branching off into like painting and construction and whatnot, but I'm pretty green with a lot of the construction stuff as
Hmm.
far as like working on people's homes. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, just going for it, man. And it's like working for myself is you it takes a lot of stress off of me in general, which makes
Hmm.
it possible so I can fight because I can't be rushing around with a. I have a kid at home. I can't be rushing around to punch a clock for someone and then having to rush around to make a time to be at practice. Like I need a little bit of flexibility
Hmm.
if I'm gonna be able to train to do this.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of that plays into it a lot. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's not easy out here.
Yeah. Um, yeah. No, that's great. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we?
Yeah, just it's there's a gym in Rochester as well,
Mm,
Seacoast Boxing, where in this period of Chris Kimber's the coach over there, um, and I done a bit of work in with like Liam Harriman,
mm,
but yeah, there's a lot of good boxers over there that I haven't been over there as much as I'd like to, but
hmm.
I've gotten some really good sparring sessions over
Yeah.
there and some really good work with him, and that's something I'm gonna be over with them a bit too. So I don't want to leave them out,
Yeah.
So Nostos and Seacoast Boxing
Yeah.
is
Do you live
where
in
I'll
New
be.
Hampshire?
I live on the border of New Hampshire, so like I'm from New Hampshire, but um I live, so I don't know if you're familiar with where Nostos is, but I'm
Mm,
basically 5 minutes down the road from Nostos right now,
okay.
in Maine. But yeah, it feels like New Hampshire still to me
Okay.
because it's
That's
right
good.
over the line there. But yeah, I
Yeah.
went to Exeter High School.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I grew up in Littleton, New Hampshire, so the
Oh,
very
okay.
top of the state.
Yeah, that's up there. Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah, man.
I live in Portland now, so
Nice. Will
yeah.
you be commentating on this fight card?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. You commentated for my fight against Jeff, correct? Was that way back in Portland? I think you.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's been
Well,
so
either
many
way.
fights now. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Either way, though, I'm excited for you guys to see where I'm at now. 'Cause I think even in that fight, there's a lot of good feedback.
Hmm.
Considering I lost the fight, which is still kind of surprising to me. But I just think that I'm going to come at this fight with a different mentality for whatever reason. I feel like I'm a much better fighter, So
Hmm.
we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But I look
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm very excited for you. I thank you for coming on to the show today, David. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan, and I can't wait to watch you fight November 8th for NEF in Bangor against Logan Bond. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. If there's any thank yous, sponsors, any last words, shout outs you want to give, plug your Instagram, feel free. The floor is yours.
Yeah, Instagram, David Burke 1019, and I'm still working out some of the sponsors. We're still a little ways out, but I'm gonna have a shirt coming out soon, and yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up sponsorship and whatnot, and I'll start advertising a bit for those guys. But as far as everyone I train with, thank you, and anyone who supports me, it's good to be back. It's going to be a fun one, so I look forward to putting on a show.
Nice.